Hi, everybody. Leanne Holitza here at the Healing Studio. Hope you guys are doing awesome today. I have a lot of me pleases already coming in from YouTube. So, hi, you guys. If you are just now joining and you've not joined before, we are going to do some individual card readings after we do a collective reading. You just have to type me please in the comments. Little trick. If you do it in YouTube, YouTube lets you do it early. So you end up at the top of the list. If you're coming from Facebook, you're going to be a little bit further down. No, there's just a couple different feeds coming in. I'm going to use the Cosmic Cat today, just because I'm feeling a little need for play. I've got some ancestral healing spray for us to use from Amanda Ellis, and I've brought out one of the big guns today for the stone. This is golden optical calcite with oakenite, which oakenite's like this green mossy stuff on the top. Really good for feeling motivated, getting clarity. I mean, look at this thing. This is, oh my goodness. Anyway, okay. But as always, we're going to start with Yantra deck to give us our collective reading. Just a couple of reminders. The Healing Studio does have some hybrid classes, so even if you're not local, December new moon is this week. Won't have time to mail out kits if you haven't signed up for the remote. But I think there's a couple spots still in person. We've got the sound baths coming up on Tuesday and on next Sunday, which those are in person only. My group healings, the intention and affirmations class is taking place at the end of the month on the 28th of December. We've got Fusion Healing Yoga coming back on January 3rd, a live light council event on January 5th. So just FYI, there's lots of fun stuff going on. If you want to come check things out, there's where to look, insightfulinspirations.com. All right, well, let's do this. So I'm real quick going to call out bottom of the list, just so you guys know you're at the bottom, but I still see you, okay? So I know we're just getting started, but it might take me a good amount of time to get down to you. So I say hi to Andrea, Lisa, Stephanie, Deanna, Habiba, Crystal. I see you guys. I'm coming. But we're going to start at the top of the list after we get our main readings, okay? So here we go. For the week. Okay, first card is action sideways. There is actions that are already on your plate, things that already need to be done that you know about, that are there, that are important for you to do. But other than that, wait a minute. Don't take any additional action. You got enough on your plate. And if you don't have enough on your plate, it's still not very clear what the next steps will be. If this is our focus card, so this is like what to pay attention to this week. Where are you stuck running in advance? Over planning something that's happening way over there. Okay, so stay as present as you can. Do what's there to do today, even if it's for the future and you need to do it today, fine. But then do it from today. Don't do it from tomorrow. You're going to stress yourself out. You're going to stress me out. Okay, so here is the end of the week. Non-resistance, accepting what is. This is self kind of negativity. This is the risk of telling yourself that you're bad, you're not good enough, that kind of thing. So towards the end of the week, be careful with your own inner voice, because there's a risk that your inner voice is going to get a little bit gnarly, and you say things to yourself that you would never say to anyone else, right? So be careful with that at the end of this week. All right, let's get going on our individual readings. So if you are watching and you hear a card that feels like it's for you, it probably is, even if your name is not on the screen. If you're watching this later, if a message feels like it's for you, it probably is. So those of you who are live, hi, thank you so much for joining me. And those of you who are watching later, this is another opportunity for you to get an individual card. Okay, so we're going to start off with the 1, 2, 3. All right. And then I will get to as many people as we can during our time together. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I want you just to feel into yourself, feel into a number in your heart that would be your first card. Okay, so this is your first reading. So it's gonna build on that initial reading that we just did and go more personal for you and focus. Okay, so if you picked 1, you're gonna work on the judgmental and observe your inner critic, and not in your outer critic too. Be careful. Judgment can be a pretty harsh and hard thing to do. All right. Now, if you're working on this, you're working on secrets and let the cat out of the bag. So there might be some things that need to be talked about that are a little bit hidden, that are causing some disgruntled energies. If you picked 2, if you picked 3, you're going to work on fullness and giving thanks, letting it go, just being in what is good. Yes, thank you more, please, if you picked 3. Okay. All right, let's get going. All right, so again, I'm going to acknowledge the end of the list just so you guys know I see you. So Sarah, Phineas, Rachel, Maria, Andrea, hi everybody, I'm coming, okay? All right, Gina, we're gonna start with you though, okay? So you guys, bottom of the screen, your name will appear. Sometimes there's more than one Gina, for example, so just notice, look up and see. Okay, Gina, your focus for the week is innocence and looking through fresh eyes. Sometimes we get really kind of habituated to see the same thing over and over and over and over, and we don't ever give ourselves an opportunity to see a fresh perspective. So this week you're working on getting a fresh perspective however you can, letting go of what you think you know and just be in that curious mode. Okay, Cynthia, you're going to work on improvisation this week. Okay, just make it up. Don't necessarily have a plan. Be playful, see what's going to create joy for you. Give yourself the opportunity to kind of go off scripts, basically. Get a little bit, out of your comfort zone, if you will. All right. Patty and Barbara. Patty, you're going to work on your independence, okay? On your own. Now, it's interesting that the car is like the independence, because sometimes we decide that it's not appropriate to be driving, and that does feel like a taking away of our independence. But there's lots of ways to be independent. There's lots of ways to figure things out. So this week you're focusing on how you can keep your own independence and feeling your own sense of agency, or as you go through whatever changes you're going through. Barbara, you got prosperity. Okay, have it all. So this is very much just being in acknowledgement of whatever prosperity is coming, and whatever form it comes in, because it doesn't always come in finances. Sometimes it comes in just abundance of good friends or support or laughter, that kind of stuff. All right, Cece, your focus for the week. Oh, judgmental. Okay, observe your inner critic. So if you picked one, they're doubling down on you. Now, here's the thing for all of us to listen to is, if we start seeing cards over and over, it's definitely a collective message for the week. So the second time we've seen the judgmental card, so this just says, be careful. Be careful with your judgments. Be careful how you're voicing your judgments. Especially be careful who you're getting on board with your judgments, okay? So sometimes we accidentally get someone else judging something, and then we're done judging it, or we're done with it, and that now that person's run with it. So, all right, Tanya, prosperity, second time we've seen that already so far. Okay, so have it all. Really be in a prosperous mindset this week, seeing prosperity wherever you can, even in others, even if it's not yours. Instead of being like, why do you get that? Be like, oh, cool, you really got something. I want to know more about that. Okay. All right, Tiff. You're going to focus on independence too. And what that means and what it looks like to have your own, be at your own driver's seat and have your own decisions the way you want them. So give yourself an opportunity this week to really, work on even mental independence, getting away from what you think other people want from you, and then just do what you want to do. I know you're really good at being independent. Just focus on it this week. Hannah, all right, territorial. It's okay to find your place. It's okay to push your way in and be like, this is mine. This is where I belong. Okay, sometimes we're a little more gentle than we maybe would make sense. So this week, just find your spot and then defend that spot. Okay. All right, and Carly, you're going to focus this week on the Joker. You're going to stir things up. Look, the one little fingernail. All right. So you're going to have some fun, just kind of poking at things, getting things stirred up. That's going to be good when we need to change patterns, though. You kind of laugh at yourself, laugh at the situation and the absurdity that is life. Kelly and Matthew. If I know correctly, goings on, I think the school of mines did well in some football recently. I'm not a football person at all, so just so you know. But all right, Kelly, innocence for you. Like Gina, take it, look through fresh eyes, be like a little kid about things. Ask lots of questions, take out the assumptions, get a little absurd about how little you know about a topic, just so you can see it from a fresh perspective. Okay. And Matthew's going to focus this week on pouncing. Okay. He's going to decide and then he's going to act. So this week is a good week for action. Remember that action card at the beginning? Some things already in play. Those are the things to pounce on this week. Things that already are there and it's just time to pull the trigger. Okay. Connor, you're going to focus on safety this week, okay? So find your pocket, hide for a little bit, and give yourself just some space. It's okay. Like taking some time. Sometimes when there's lots of people in your life that are kind of overwhelming you, it's safe to take some time and get away. So this week might be good for you to just take a little bit of downtime for yourself and just quiet things, you know? All right, Mountain River, you've got Innocence. Third time you brought it to us. So here we go. Innocence, look through fresh eyes. Okay, so this is going to be a message for all of us, brought to us finally by the by Stephanie. So we're gonna I'm gonna just read a little bit of a blurb from this book just to kind of give you a little more because it's for everybody. Come back to beginner's mind, at least for a little while. There's new opportunities presenting themselves, but you want to name it. And thoughts and feelings arise when you are thinking of new developments. Focus on that. It's not that you have to start off as if you've never done it before, but try to go back to the beginning a little bit. Okay. So there's the message for all of us this week. Go back to the beginning, a little innocence, a little fresh mind. Okay. Tommy, you're going to focus on the mystery. So on top of all of those other messages we got for the collective, you're going to add a little mystery to your world. Okay. So embracing the unknown, that's actually when you go to the innocence part too, unknown is what's there. You don't know. And that's actually amazing because that gives more room. Okay. All right, Alexa, I'm going to take this as that's my me please. Okay. Alexa, you got self-care this week, okay? So time to cleanse, time to give yourself an opportunity to just take care of yourself. Take those spa moments. Take those times to just rest and relax and rejuvenate. Focus on yourself this week, okay? All right, Robin and Austin and Jordan. Robin, you brought prosperity for the third time for us this week. So all of us are going to get a little bit of innocence and a lot bit of prosperity. All right. I'm going to read a little bit of it for us since it's for all of us now, but a little extra for those of you who got the card directly. Prosperity says, what would make you feel prosperous? Be descriptive and specific. Make a vision board of everything that you would like your life to be. Play with it. Your thoughts and beliefs have something to do with how much you can prosper. What do you believe? Okay, so work on those prosperity beliefs this week and see and get a little more innocent. Back up what you thought was prosperous and what is. Just a little bit of space. Okay, Austin. Oh, grudge. I got this card last week. Don't carry. Okay, so this is that whole thing where you're going to feel worse than the person you're holding a grudge against. Yeah, this week, look where you're holding grudges. Let it go. Work on it if you can. Jordan, you're going to focus on entitlement. Check your prima donna. Now, where are you being a little extra entitled, and whether is that in balance? And with all the other messages that you're getting, what adjustments could be made? Okay. All right, Janelle, you got to pounce too. Decide and act this week on whatever you've been thinking about doing or whatever shows up. Take advantage. Okay. And Donnie, for you, you're going to focus on retreating. So Janelle's going to go out and pounce for the both of you. You're going to stay home and stop the spin. Okay. So a little bit of yin and yang energy there, right? So yeah, just giving yourself some time to just relax and retreat. Janice, you are going to pounce too. Third time's a charm. Okay, so everybody who got this card, we're going to pounce on whatever is ours to pounce on. So that is what, is kind of been waiting there. So we've got our prosperity, we've got our innocence, and we've got our pouncing. Okay, so let me just read you a little bit. What are you no longer willing to pursue or put your attention on? Identify a project, relationship, or pursuit you want to put more attention on. What possible action or steps can you take? Do the easiest and most fun to build momentum. And then once again, it's asking you to check in with your beliefs about what you believe can happen. Okay, so for all of us this week, we're going to have a little bit of innocence, a little bit of prosperity, a lot of it, and we're going to pounce on some things. Karen? Persistence for you. Stay the course. You're good. Keep going. What is going to happen next is what you've been putting your attention towards. Kind of that hold a golden ratio. The last two things that you did is going to add up to the next thing that's going to happen. Keith, for you, focus on the grudges. Careful. That's the second time we've seen it. It might be all of us having to do it, but be careful with those grudges that you're holding because it is mostly just getting at you. And Bahar, you're going to focus this week on some flexibility, stretching your limits. Okay. Get yourself a little bit more flexible thinking, a little bit more flexible, even with your body, that kind of thing. All right. Diane, you got territorial and finding your place, a little bit of crowded energies. You might need to establish this is where I belong. This is me. And this is where I have authority, okay, and agency. So focusing on doing that this week. All right, Miranda, you're going to get aloof this week and seek non-attachment, okay? So just a little bit of holding, just don't get sucked in. Don't get sucked in. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be difficult. All right, Matthew and Liz. Conundrum for you, Matthew. Things are up in the air, okay? So remember the other cards. Be careful with your thoughts about your conundrum. Be careful with what you believe can happen versus what actually is possible. Get a little innocent about your conundrum the best you can. Liz, you're going to work on friendships, okay? Care is there. Reach out, ask for help, ask people to support you and listen to you. Be your rock if you need it, okay? Carrie, for your weekly focus, we are going to look into you focusing on nurture. Take your licks. So find the places where there are people who are willing to help and love you and show you you're okay and to give you a soft place to be. And just take it in and just be like, thank you, wherever it is, even if it's a little tiny act of kindness. Kalina, release, let it go. Okay. So this week, just let it go. Let those actions go. Let those judgments go. Let it just release and get as present as you can. Okay. Christy, you're exploring. Okay. So you got a little step outside your boundaries this week and get yourself a little bit of a stretch project. Kira, you're going to focus on pouncing. Fourth time we've seen it. Okay, so take some action. Do something that you want to get done. Do it. Don't pause anymore. All right, and Finn, you're going to focus on retreating and stopping the spin. Okay, so you and Donnie can watch the rest of the world pounce while you sit back and relax. All right, Nicole and Seth. Nicole, Joker, stir it up. Okay. A little bit of playful energy, a little bit of not taking anything too seriously, noticing the absurdity of all things involved. And Seth, you're going to work on embracing the unknown and the mysteries and not necessarily having all the answers. It's good when we don't have the answers. Then there's new things to know, new opportunities for change. Heidi, you're working on secrets and letting the cat out of the bag. Okay. So if you got this card at the beginning, number 2, then that's doubling down. Otherwise, kind of focus on what secrets are you keeping, and maybe it's time for them to be revealed or discussed. Okay, Aaron, watcher, be your own witness. Okay. I got a thumbs down there. I don't know if that's some these AI trying to judge what we're doing. I tell you. Okay, the watcher for you, Aaron. Be your own witness is giving yourself the opportunity to just kind of see what's gone on. Know that only you can see some of the angles because you have the seat that you have. Okay. Nalani, you're going to work on equilibrium and finding your balance. Okay. So this week, working on balance as best you can. And when you're out of balance, pulling yourself back into balance. Okay. So coming. Let's see. Oh, see, I see Kelly saying there that the Mines are headed for the championship. See, I know something. I don't pay attention to football, but my family kind of does. Lot does. All right, Terry, a third time's a charm for the territorial. All right, find your place and stick to it. Okay, I'm going to pull it up a little bit of it's for all of us. Get out a map and explore some new places to travel that you've never been before. Make an inventory of the things you hesitate to share with your partner about your feelings, needs, and schedule. Some time to talk with a trained counselor if needed. Find a work or play group doing something you want to learn more about. I also just hear from the guides that this is, when you're feeling reluctant to assert yourself, to assert this week. This week is about asserting yourself, especially if it really is your place to get to. Okay. All right. Alexa, I see now you did me, please me, but we got you a card. Astrid, your card. Grace. Everyone is connected. Just having a little grace focus this week. That's pretty straightforward. Don't have to say much more about that. Natalie, your guides want you to focus on pounce. Fifth time, you guys, when the cards really start to come, I'm shuffling. Then just, this is a message they really want us to get, okay? Take action. Don't hesitate. Don't procrastinate, especially if it seems like it's yours to have. Get it. All right, Courtney. Okay, you're going to be working on conundrum energy too. So up in the air. So give yourself some curiosity. Go back to those innocence messages, your belief systems of what you believe is happening versus what maybe you could start asking innocent questions, like maybe what I think is happening is not what's happening, that kind of thing. All right, Denise, you're going to work on your equilibrium this week, okay? Finding your balance. So just give yourself focus. Whenever you're doing something, especially if it feels like a lot, is this taking me out of balance? How can I bring myself back into balance? Okay. Joe, for you this week, you're going to focus on being aloof. Seek non-attachment. Just silly non-attachment. Okay, that's happening. And I am going to try and just be detached about it. All right, Sam, you're working on being frisky. Okay. Play this week for you. Lots of play. So get yourself out there as best you can. Call up your friends, whatever you need to do. Kimberly, what? Uh-oh, third time's a charm, you guys. We got the judgmental. Observe your inner critic. Okay, so this goes back to that belief system too. Okay, we're being asked to be innocent. Innocence doesn't judge. We're asked to be, prosperity. Judgment doesn't really belong there. So be in, kind of all the everybody for this week, but Kimberly, focus on where you're being judgmental and where you could be less judgmental. And Jamie, you're going to work on tolerance. Okay. Just sitting with what's going on rather than judging it, rather than going into, needing to fix it or change it. Just let it be for a minute. Crystal. Oh my, you got two cards. Okay. You got receive, accept the gift, and risk. Take a chance. Okay. So this week you're taking a chance and you're going to receive the rewards. So go do it. Woohoo. Habiba. Okay, fourth time we've seen this card now, judgmental. So be careful where you're being judgmental. It's not necessarily going to serve you. You remember that kind of it's bogging you down just as much as it's bogging everybody else down. So watch the judgment, and don't take on other people's judgments either. It's the other mess side of that. It's not, who cares what they think? You doing your best. Just do your best. Deanna, you're working on tolerance too and sitting with it this week, not necessarily being judgmental, ask lots of questions, be in prosperity mindset as best as you can, and just tolerate what's going on rather than need to fix it. Stephanie, you're going to work on being flexible, stretch your limits, give yourself new ways of looking at things just to get yourself out of the ruts that we create in our own life, okay? All right, Lisa. Fullness for you. If you picked number 3 at the beginning, it's doubling down. But if you didn't, here's just a little fullness. Take time to give thanks. Be grateful for everything you can be grateful for. Thank you for the internet that brings me my reading. Whatever it is, right? Okay. And I think I saw that you don't like Elf, the movie. You don't get it. I think that's funny because it's anyways, see how the internet connects us all? Andrea. Okay, third time's a charm. Now we're going to be innocent, we're going to be prosperous, we're going to be flexible, and we're going to work on our judgments, right? So, a little bit of flexibility for you, a little bit of stretch. Notice where some energy might be stuck because you're not stretching enough, and that could be emotional stretch, but also physical. There's definitely a physical aspect to this, okay? Maria, you got the teacher. Okay, share your knowledge. This week is a week for you to find the people who want to learn what you already know and give that wisdom over. Okay, all right. So I'm coming to you guys. I just want to clarify, Alexa, if you're still hanging out, when you put for Journey, please, is Journey another person with you? Doing a little watch party. Just let me know. Rachel, you are working on the grudge. Okay, it's the third time. So judgments, grudges, get back to innocence, bury, don't carry. That's the message this week, you guys. And don't turn on yourself too. Like at the end of the week, remember there's a risk for turning on ourselves. So just because you have held judgments or grudges, it's not a time to give yourself a little a struggle internally as well about telling yourself you're not good enough or whatever. Phineas, it's all about meow, vanity. Okay. So focus on yourself and really pay attention to how you're presenting this week, how you look to the world, because sometimes we don't pay attention because it's not relevant, but sometimes it does change how we feel about how we're interacting with the world. So, all right, Sarah, you got innocence for the 4th time today. So doubling down for you, look through fresh eyes this week. And Emily, you're going to work on focusing on, and then this is the 4th time we've seen grudge, don't carry, bury, don't carry. Okay. So again, you guys, a little bit of energy to just look with innocent eyes, notice where your past judgments and your energy has been built up in a way that isn't necessarily going to be relevant to your future. Okay. Watch out for those grudges. All right. Let's see. Journey. All right. Gotcha, Alexa. Okay, Journey's going to focus on, I swear I'm shuffling, you guys. This is when the guides are just like over and over and over. They want you to know. So grudge, bury, don't carry for Journey this week. I'm going to just pull it up a little bit for some questions to contemplate. Explore the work of Byron Katie. Well, that's a good advice. An inquiry process that frees one from persistent, painful thoughts. Considering asking a person you hold responsible for your grudge what they thought happened and what it was like for them. Write a story and tell yourself what you think happened and let it go. Okay, so Journey, thanks for bringing grudge back around for us all. It's work for all of us to do, but in particular for you to focus on. Kimberly, persistence for you. Stay the course. You got this. I know sometimes it can get a little rough. Waiting, trying again and again. But then, ta-da! Okay. Natalie, for Deanna. Natalie's going to work on discernment, taking a closer look. You know, that goes with that innocent message. Like, ask a lot of questions. Don't make assumptions. Assumptions can be very dangerous. Okay. All right. If you guys are still hanging out, I literally flew through these. The cat cards go quick, which is great. So if you're hanging out and you haven't said me please, and you're just lingering in the background, I have 1 minute left. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for joining me today. And I really appreciate the Sundays just kind of checking in. It gives me insight too to what to focus on for the week. I'm going to throw a card for my husband, Matt, because he often listens and doesn't comment. So, okay, Matt, you're going to work on taking a risk. Okay, take a chance this week. All right. Thank you guys. I really appreciate you. I will be back on next week, same time, same place. The hint of the getting on the list faster and kind of getting notified is going through YouTube, but I will also post this to Facebook. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful week and ask lots of questions. Oh, there, see, there he is. I told you he was listening. You're welcome. All right. Bye, you guys.